a priest in his introduction to his homily said that I have a good news and a bad news to all of you. The good news is that we will be able to finish our church construction. The bad news is that the money is still hidden deep in your pockets. My dear friends, today is the second Sunday in the ordinary time. So we are back in the ordinary time. That is why priest today, or I am wearing a green color because it's green is for the ordinary time. And today we have heard in all of the readings the call of Jesus to follow him. Everyone is being called by Jesus to follow him, to be his disciple or disciples. And in particular in the gospel, we have heard the calling of the first two followers or disciples of Jesus. Do you know who those first two ones are? It's mentioned in the gospel. The first one is Andrew, and the second one is Peter, or Simon Peter, the brother of Andrew. So both brothers are the first two disciples of Jesus. And the truth is, God always calls not only those disciples, first disciples of Jesus Christ, but all of us. In the first reading, we have heard that Samuel, the prophet Samuel, was being called by God, although because he was very young at that time, he did not understand at first who was calling him. Literally, he thought it was Eli. So, not only once, but thrice did he hear the calling. And every time that he hears the call, he would go to Eli and ask, like, why do you call me? And Eli, for the third time, understood that he was being called by God. So there was an instruction by Eli to Samuel that next time if you hear him, you say, "Here I am, Lord. Your servant is listening." And that is what Samuel did. So it's always God who initiates the call. He calls us. He calls Eli, and then Samuel, and Samuel responded, "Here I am, Lord. Your servant is listening." Sometimes Christ doesn't call by name. People follow him because they are being attracted of the personality, of the attitude, of the behavior, of the good things that Jesus did to the community, to the people. And that is also what we have heard in the gospel. He did not call those first followers or disciples of his. They are the ones who were attracted and followed Jesus. That is why we have heard that Jesus turned and saw them following him and said to them, "What are you looking for?" So they followed Jesus, and Jesus welcomed them so much so that they are given that wonderful, amazing opportunity to stay with him for the whole day. Imagine, my dear friends, if you are given that opportunity to be with Jesus, not just for an hour, but for the whole day, and you'll be able to see what our Lord is, his routine in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening time. So amazing opportunity to the follower of Jesus. He calls, and sometimes we don't understand that call, we don't listen to that call, but our obligation is whenever we sense Jesus calling us, we have to respond. Sometimes our Lord or God makes use of events in our life. And that is the way of Him calling you, calling us to follow Him. Sometimes He uses people. It could be our friends, our relatives. It could be people we do not know. All of a sudden approaches us, somebody approaches us and talks to us, discusses to us about this and that. And when the person left, it is only the time that we felt that calling, we felt that that urge to turn or leave behind everything and follow Jesus. It could be those happy or sad moments of our life. That is why sometimes bad things that happen to us are but blessings in disguise. Sometimes we feel that. Sometimes we experience that. It's not all bad. It's just like many people would declare, many people today would say that 2020 is not bad at all.